what I have done to the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 is essentially turn it into a spaceship. Another way to look at it is that I made it into a super touring bike or a super tourer. If you guys hear a buzzing sound, there's a fly in my garage and it is infuriating. So it's been roughly 4 years since I bought the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 and I've done a lot of stuff to it. I've done a lot of things with it. I, in one shot, did 4,000 mile round trip. I put on a bunch of off-road style accessories on it, and some of the latest things that I've done to it is adding a bunch of electronics to it. So now it's 2025 when I'm making this particular video. 2022, 23, 24, 25. So this is the 4th year that I have this bike. I won't lie to you, there's been a couple of times where I've thought that maybe I should sell it and get something else instead. But I've held on to it because what it was designed for, which is essentially sports touring, it does really well. And I do end up taking it on the road quite a bit because the Bonneville that I have, which is a Street Cup version, is not really meant for touring. So the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 is my touring bike. So I use it for all sorts of experiments, I guess, including putting on a bunch of accessories. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about all the things I've done in the 4 years that I've had it. But before we do that, let's kind of sum up what it's really good for. As I mentioned, it's really good for touring, sports touring, because it's got that sweet triple engine. It's very agile, it's fast, it's light. If you're hoping to make it into a adventure bike, for example, which for a while there I did, no. But as I mentioned, a super tourer, which is what I'm calling it, not an adventure bike, a super tourer, it can do a little bit of everything, right? So it really depends on what you put on and what you expect from it. Stock, without any accessories at all, it is a quintessential sports touring motorcycle. It's good on the highways. It's good on regular roads. It can handle some fire roads as well. Now, if you equipped it with all the things that I have, there are some additional things that it will allow you to do and be more comfortable if you're touring for a lot longer. If you're looking at this video and you're thinking of buying this motorcycle, you gotta really figure out what you want it for. If you're thinking in stock form, you're just gonna travel the world, it can do that, but you're gonna need some stuff. If you're thinking of turning this into an adventure bike that can handle off-road, don't bother. Just get a different bike that's similar, that can do that straight out of the factory. The things that you will have to do to make this bike adventure ready, meaning going off-road mostly, there's no point. You're going to dump a lot of money into it. Namely, a bigger front wheel and a better suspension. That's just not the why. Just get something that does that for you from the beginning. If you're getting this bike because you want to have a fun touring motorcycle, you're mostly 90% on the road, maybe occasionally you find yourself on a dirt road or a gravel road 10% of the time. Some of the things that I've done to it will allow you to do that. So that's number one. Number one is, what am I buying this motorcycle for? Can I fit it into the concept that I have, the vision that I have of what I want to do with my riding? And if you can't, for the most part, put the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 into that without modifying it to infinity, then you're putting a round peg into a square hole. Having said that, I will repeat myself. What it was designed for, its purpose, it does super well. So if you lean into it, if you add the accessories that will enhance that even further, you will not find a better sports touring super tourer motorcycle out there in the middleweight class, period. And this is why. Well, you know the deal. Before I go any further, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. All of that helps my channel grow and allows me to do this kind of content in the future. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So when you take a Triumph Tiger Sport 660 and you want to build kind of like a super touring machine out of it, you basically need three things. You need something for comfort, you need something for safety, and miscellaneous amenities. I think I'm pretty much there. I think I've reached the threshold of what I can mount to this bike. I definitely have the comfort going, safety for the most part, and then of course the extra amenities to help out on your trip. So first things first, let's talk about all the hardware I put on the bike. If you plan on actually touring on this bike, you're going to need a couple of things. First and foremost, presumably, it's going to be a couple of days, so you're going to need luggage. And fortunately, there are plenty of aftermarket luggage packages available for this bike, but the one that works the best, I find, is the one that comes from Triumph itself, and it's these hard cases that you can get without color, or you can have them color coded to the bike. And there's an optional rack that goes on the back that you can have back mounted case as well if you're really going hardcore. But these are lockable hard cases that are weatherproof, removable. Yeah, there's plenty of room in there. You can fit a helmet in there if you needed to, or just all your luggage. And they're out of the way, they're sleek, and they fit the overall profile of the motorcycle. If you've ever done any kind of significant amount of touring, you may find yourself on some roads that lack pavement. In that case, you may want to change your tires out. In my case, this bike is now outfitted with Dunlop Mutants, which are kind of like these slightly more adventure-esque, off-roadish, slightly more aggressive tread kind of tires. They're not a substitute for good old-fashioned off-road tires. Obviously, they're not really even adventure tires. But if you do find yourself on a gravel road or a dirt road or even a grassy road, they will handle just fine as long as you don't panic. I've done experimenting with them off-road, and I'm pleasantly surprised by how well they worked. There's nothing like meeting inclement weather when you're on a trip, and as everybody knows that has gone through rain and snow, having wet hands or just wet anything, super uncomfortable, miserable experience. That's why I always promote these hand protectors. Even the plastic ones like these that come from Triumph, you can also get knockoffs on eBay as well for half the price. You can get these, or you can get the Bark Busters, which are harder and made to protect you from branch hits, but since you're most likely not be taking this on any kind of gnarly off-road trails, you don't really need those. These will do just fine. However, I will say as a disclaimer, they're not meant to protect levers or anything like that. In case of a fall, they will snap. They are plastic. Now, the older I get, the more essential I think this feature is, or at least this accessory is, which are the OEM heated grips. If you've never had heated grips, you don't know what you're missing. And I definitely would recommend getting these, especially the ones that are made by Triumph. They have 3 different settings. If you find yourself somewhere where it's wet and cold and snowing maybe, these can also be complete lifesavers. You may want to get adjustable levers. These shorties, they're adjustable, they're comfortable, they're lightweight, and they're kind of like the same color as the rest of the bike. Not necessary, you don't really need them, but in case of a fall, they most likely will not snap off because they are the shorter kind. There are some additional things you can do to protect your bike. You can get engine guards, and these particular ones from SW Motec are very nice because they're low profile. They look like they belong on the motorcycle. One of the additional perks of these particular ones is that you can mount your camera to them if you're doing motovlog or just recording your journey. They are a little tough to mount sometimes, but not impossible, and you can see the low profile of them. As you can see, they're not these just giant cages you see on the BMW GS bikes that just like circumvent the entire bike. You really don't need that with this. If you drop it, you can see it'll protect the side of the bike. This particular model comes with street pegs. So if you want something a little bit more comfortable, these SW Motec pegs are kind of like the adventure style. They have the rubber tops that you can remove if you need to, and they are comfortable. They kind of take care of some of the vibrations you get from the triple engine that you can get sometimes at higher RPMs. One big bonus on these pegs is that they are adjustable. You can rotate them as needed depending on how you sit on the bike and how your foot sits on these pegs, so you can move them back and forth. Something that's not technically really needed, but good to have if you're doing long miles on the road to protect the underside of the motorcycle is a bash plate. This one is also from SW Motec, and it basically takes care of any kind of small pebbles or puddles or rocks and protects the underside. You're not going to be doing any crazy off-road riding on this bike most likely, so it's really not for smashing your pipes on the rocks, but more of road debris and things like that. There are other small accessories you can get to elevate the motorcycle a little bit further in comfort, kind of like this particular shifter. It's aluminum, lightweight, and it's adjustable, so you can move the actual pedal back and forth depending on what kind of shoe you're wearing or boot. Sometimes I find that I can't fit some of these more bigger adventure boots underneath, so you can adjust this back and forth, and you can extend the actual pedal out a little bit too. It comes with a little doohickey to do that. You can find these on eBay. They're fairly inexpensive, but it also does this. So it folds, and that's a nifty little feature to help prevent it from snapping off completely. If you end up doing a long tour, or if you just simply ride a lot or commute, one concern would be security and any kind of issues with accidents. And in that case, one valuable piece of tech that you can get is a dash cam. This particular system that I have fitted on the bike is from HFK, and it consists of a power unit, the main processor unit, and 2 cameras. This particular one is, you can see it's fitted on the back. It's very, very inconspicuous. And the front one is right here underneath, also kind of inconspicuous, minimalist, and hidden under the nose of the bike. Where you place it is entirely up to you. That's kind of where I place it. That's not something that's recommended one way or another by me or the manufacturer. And the whole shebang is right under the seat. So hidden, nobody knows it's there. It automatically powers on when the motorcycle powers on and starts recording, so you always have it going when you are riding or when the motorcycle is on. Nice piece of extra added security. When you're touring or commuting or riding a lot using this motorcycle, you may want to have your phone placed on your handlebars for maps, GPS, music, answering phone calls in your helmet, that sort of thing. Quad lock, great system to have for your phone and being able to mount it to your handlebars. Make sure you pick up the vibration dampener for it as well, so that your phone camera does not shake itself apart. If you don't want to have your phone on your handlebars, there are other solutions, kind of like this CarPlay screen. It's a touch screen. It allows for wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Connects your phone to it, and then you can have your maps on this touch screen that's weatherproof. It's a fairly feature-rich screen, and they have different kinds of screens, different sizes as well, with different options and different features. If you guys are interested, I do have a link below that you can use to get a discount, fairly decent discount. So make sure you click down below, check out the video I made for it that goes through some of these benefits and features of this screen. And if you're interested, definitely hit them up and use my link again down below, and you can see the extra code that you can use at checkout for additional savings. One last thing I want to talk about is a hidden wire that the Tiger Sport 660 has, and it's for an accessory OEM USB plug. Now, the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 of any year doesn't come equipped with a USB port straight out of the factory. You need to get an accessory for it. The good news is that it's very, very simple to get it yourself and plug it in. There's no need to pay a Triumph dealer to get this installed for you. It's going to be way too much money. The piece itself costs $30, and you can buy it online from Triumph or any site that sells Triumph parts. Well, instead of me explaining this to you, I mean, go take a look at the video that I made specifically for this. But that is also a game changer because that particular wire connects to the ignition. In my case, I have the CarPlay screen connected to it, so it doesn't turn on unless the bike is on. Let's demonstrate. And there you go. You can see it turns on. One final hack is this USB port. It was one of the first things I hooked up to this bike, and it's just a wire that leads to the ASE connector that was pre-fitted at the dealership. Now, these SAE connectors are easy to buy and hook up to the battery online, and then you just need to buy one of these little doohickeys and connect it to the SAE cord, and you have yourself a USB port. In this case, this is a dual port, and you can see it's a older generation USB, so you can probably find yourself a USB-C ones. And this one you have to turn on and off. Okay, so this is kind of like in addition to the OEM port that you can install on the side of the bike. Certainly there are many other things that you can do to the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 to make it ready for touring, but this is what I did, and it's probably how it's gonna stay. But you can certainly get taller screens, you can get bigger wheels, you can get a better suspension, you can pump thousands of dollars into this bike. But at this point, I have to ask, why not just get a bike that serves that purpose from the get-go? There's certainly plenty of other options on the market that will do that for you. Get yourself a true adventure bike if that's what you're looking for. This has become my super tourer, and this is how I outfit it, but certainly not the only way you can configure this motorcycle. Well, that's 4 years with the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. Many rides, many adventures, many accessories. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe. It will allow me to do more of these kinds of videos. In the meantime, take a look at some of these other ones. And until next time, ride safe.